right, we'll go ahead and continue on with our post-race availability in today's CampingWorld.com 500. We are now joined by race winner Joey Logano, driver of the number 22 Shell Pennzoil Ford. Joey, you've swept all 3 races in the contender round. Quite an accomplishment for you and the 22 team. Talk about your team's momentum in the win here today.
We got momentum, that's for sure. This team's just been firing all late right now. It's amazing. All these different types of racetracks we've been able to win at this season, and how hard everyone keeps fighting. And we want the big trophy at the end of the year. We want to win every trophy in between, but we want the big one at the end of the season. And this, what we've shown here this last round is a big deal. But the fact of the matter is we're back to zero again. And what we do have going for us that other teams don't have is a lot of confidence. We got momentum. And we're relaxed. We've shown that we know how to do it. We just got to keep going out there and doing what we know how to do.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions. Please state your name and affiliation. We'll start up front with George and then go to Don.
Yeah, George Diaz with the Orlando Sentinel. Can you take us through the last? I guess it was the only green-white checker that counted. How concerned were you that Junior could catch you there?
Well, it's going to be some back and forth for sure on what was going to happen. And when you're lining up against the best at super speedway racing, and in a very fast car, he's proved that throughout the whole day that his car was very fast. Also proved that the 24 was really fast throughout the day as well. So, wanted to have that 24 behind me to push. I felt like he was really good on restarts. I saw that earlier in the race. So I felt like, okay, that's what I got to do. I got to get around those guys. And, I was able to – I wanted to split them up for one. I thought those two together would be too strong to beat. So I felt like I had to split them up. I thought the top lane was the lane of choice that I felt like we needed to have. And was able to make the run and get out ahead enough before the caution came out.
All right, we'll go to Don Coble and then up to the press box.
Joey, Don Coble with Morris News Service. After you kind of figured out that you had won, Talladega is a place where Earnhardt is, this is their mecca. Fans were throwing stuff. Did you have to steer through some of that? And you weren't really the villain, but, anybody that beats Earnhardt is kind of like a guy who kicks a puppy,
I was aiming for him. I was thirsty, so I was aiming for everything. And it's kind of a cool explosion when you hit beer cans and stuff. It explodes all over the place. So kind of ashamed they were throwing their beers full. I feel bad. I probably should have drank them. But that was kind of interesting. Usually there's one or two, but that was kind of like it was raining out there. So kind of new thing, but that's okay. It's, everyone's passionate about their driver, and that's what makes our sport great. I appreciate the passion that our fans have, and I think that's something that's really cool to see about the way people act for their drivers. So, hey, it is what it is. Doesn't hurt my race car, and our race cars are built strong, so they can hit a lot of stuff and keep on rolling.
All right, we'll go up to the press box.
Thanks. It's John Oriovitz with ESPN.com. Joey, Roger Penske just said that, you would have been crazy if you thought that anybody could win all 3 races in a round. Can you offer your thoughts on what you've achieved by sweeping this round and the momentum it gives you going forward?
Yeah, I didn't think it was possible. I tell you that much. When you come to chase time, everyone's bringing their A game. You're bringing everything they got, the best they can, not only with their race cars, but every driver's trying to find that extra little bit. And to see what this 22 team's done coming into the chase and being able to, have some very good finishes in the first round, click off 3 wins here in the contender round. It sets a statement, and that's what we tried to do. We were in situations throughout this chase that maybe we didn't have to win, but our job is to win. That's what Roger Penske, expects from us. He expects excellence. He expects us to win a lot of races and, want to produce. We're a performance business, and we got to go out there, and if there's a trophy, we're supposed to get it. That's our job, and just need to be able to do that.
All right, any additional questions for Joey? We'll go up to the press box and then come back downstairs. We're all clear in the press box. We'll go to Bob and then over to our far right.
Bob Hockris, ESPN.com. I'm here in the middle now.
Hey, what's up?
Do you feel like you could have held off Junior if there were more than if it if the caution didn't come out, and I was curious if you had seen any of the replays yet of how the caution did come out with the Harvick wreck.
I didn't see how the crash started or what happened. To be honest with you, I have no clue what's going on. I guess there's been some talk of things. I have no clue. So I am out of the loop right now, which is a good thing for a change. It's nice to be able to not really know what's going on here. But, I think as far as the last restart and what concerned me, racing the 88, obviously he was very fast. Like I said, he had a very fast race car. Could we have held him off? Yeah, of course. We did it earlier in the race. We were fighting him hard. Was it going to be easy? No. It was going to be very challenging. It was going to be very hard. We're racing against the best speedway racer that we know, right? I mean, he's won a ton of these speedway races, and I look at him as one of the elite speedway racers, and to race against him for the win was not going to be easy, but to be able to come out with a checker flag meant a lot.
All right, we'll go to our far right.
Joey, Mr. Gordon was talking about when you were coming to the green-white checker that y'all had a conversation about splitting up the Hendrick cars. Can you take me through that conversation that y'all had and what made you come to that decision?
Well, I felt like, just kind of going off of what I learned earlier in the race, right? That's what you got to look at, and you say, okay, 24 car, obviously the fastest car on the racetrack. He's proved that throughout the race. He was able, every time he gets shuffled out, he drove all the way back up. Obviously, he's a great race car driver, but he had a fast race car as well. We saw it in qualifying as well, how fast his car was. I know the 88 was fast. He led a lot of laps and ran around him all day as well. I know the two's got the same thing as me. And I thought if those two Hendrick cars team up, it'd be very, very hard to beat them. No matter how great Brad and I always work together, it's going to be hard to beat them. And, that just goes to show we have a lot to work to do still. We still have to be better. But the strategy of splitting them up and getting the push from the 24 was going to, I felt like it was my best bet.
All right, we'll go ahead and finish up with Don Coble in the middle.
A quick follow on that. After all the stuff's going on behind you, which I'm sure you're more worried about the 88 beside you, was there ever a point where you two were like, he was in front, you were in front, he was in front? Say, did it really come down to just when that light came on?
Well, yeah, that's definitely when it decided it. I was in front of him the whole time, and then the caution light came out, and it's over. We left, so it's kind of a mood point after that. What's going to happen? Because the cars behind you lift, you lose your pushes, so you don't know what was going to happen after that. But I know we had a good start. Being that control car was a big deal. Having the 24 to push me, getting up to second to third gear, gave us enough of a lead that as he started pulling us back on the inside, he definitely had momentum as he was starting to catch us and probably was going to be in the lead at some point. I don't know if he would have cleared us, but we would have been side by side off it too, most likely. So it's hard to say what would have happened, but the fact of the matter is, a crasher behind you, right? You got to throw the caution. It's a big crash, so we weren't going to be able to go back through there again. No, he wasn't. Not that I know of. I mean, and I probably had the best view of anyone. So, only the two of us probably could see that the best.
All right, Joey, congratulations, and thanks for joining us.
Great. Thanks, guys.